I don't know about you, but I'm done with the internet. All I wanted to do was do a quick Google search for how to remind myself of the position of an address on a letter. When you're writing a letter, I always get confused as to whether you put the recipient's address top right or your own address. I'm pretty sure it's the recipient's, but whatever. And when I'm looking on Google, all the results, one of the results comes from a website, and this is like in the top, 10 or 15 results. One of the results comes from a website called mysweetindulgence.com. The rest of them come from websites I simply don't trust. They might be mainstream websites, but I'm not interested in that one-size-fits-all nonsense. The internet used to be a good resource of fairly reliable information, and you could interpret what you were reading. And now you've got this AI nonsense as well, which means that who knows where the answers are coming from. I'm pretty sure that there is some way that AI websites are almost generated immediately in response to certain searches. No one knows what's going on with the internet now. The internet it's been destroyed. It's nothing anymore. It's like, imagine if your car suddenly one day turned into marshmallow. It looked like a car, but it was just made of marshmallow. It wouldn't be a car anymore. It might look like a car, but it wouldn't function as a car. And that's what's happened to the internet. The internet doesn't function anymore. I don't want to use it. I hate using the internet. I used to enjoy it, and now it's just a mess. What's the answer? Well, the answer has to be a wholesale, complete change of our entire world. Not, yay, let's all do kumbaya. No, back to reality. Because at the moment, we're in kumbaya land. And kumbaya land isn't a real place. It's just a fantasy world. And that's why nothing's working. So we need to abandon the nonsense and go back to reality. I don't know how many times I can reiterate the same thing. But I'm going to try and reiterate the same thing again. There is at the bottom end of this, there is a particular group of people whom, if you have the inclination to look into, you can find out for yourself pretty easily who are responsible for this cooked up nonsense world that we see. Okay? The world is the world. It's always been the world. It will always be the world. But these guys are using the media to try to kid everyone into believing that things are a certain way when they simply aren't. Everything from the way people behave in society to trying to undermine them and cause them to question themselves and to, lose their inherent self-understanding. You've got people running around now, millions of people running around going, oh, I'm autistic, right? Some might have some minor element of autism, but autism is pretty, yes, there are different aspects to it, but the problem is, it's another one of these things that on the surface seems like, oh, it's innocuous, but the intention is to undermine. It's to get people to question themselves. Oh, maybe I'm autistic. Oh, that's why everything isn't the way I want it to be. No, you're just a human being, okay? In 99.999% of cases, yes, some people have specific, legitimate, real, full-on autism, all right? And yes, some people with autism can barely communicate with any other human being properly ever at all. Some can communicate quite well, but they're still kind of limited in function, and some are high functioning. And then there's Asperger's, which is closely related. But most of the people nowadays that are diagnosed with autism don't have anything to do with autism. They're just a bit quirky. And the incentive, and also with this mental health, everyone's got mental health. Oh, it's to try and undermine people's sense of what they know and what they don't. If you tell someone they've got mental health problems, A, they're stigmatised, and B, you demolish their self-confidence. Oh, alright then, I can't rely on what I think. Oh, okay, well that means everyone else has to tell me what to do. I've got to be dependent upon systems and services for the rest of... No! Again, 99.9% of people who are diagnosed with some sort of mental health thing, they could be sorted out with a little bit of help and then sent on their way, frankly. Some people might need some deeper help. Fine, agreed, accepted. But the idea is, yes, on the surface it seems like, oh, we're caring for people, but it's not. It's designed at heart to demoralise and undermine people, to make them question themselves, whilst this horrific ruination of our world takes place. And if you think about it, it makes sense. If you were trying to create a whole world system which was a big, fat, gigantic, juicy lie, you'd want people to question themselves if they questioned it. So people who have actually figured out what's going on and done the effective research to find out what's going on are called conspiracy theorists. Oh, again, no, what you're thinking is wrong. No, that's nonsense. The truth is that people do research and they find answers. And people who are screwing the system get exposed. But they don't want to be exposed. So they tell everyone, don't listen to that guy. No. Listen to the bananas and the fruit and the distraction. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah? And that's what these people are doing day in, day out. They have, if there's any gap that they spy whereby they believe that they could be exposed, they're like, oh, what do we do? Okay, people might think for themselves. All right, what do? We have to undermine their ability to think for themselves. We have to make them question themselves, make them uncertain. I tell you what, let's tell them that they're all nuts. Let's attack their feeling of integrity in their own self-worth, in their own nation, in their own society, in their own culture. Let's just mix everything up. Hee. No one will know what they're doing or where they stand anymore. Let's divide them all. Tell you what, let's release a virus that's going to kill off some people who are not in very good shape, and let's drum it up into some massive plague. Let's oversell it to the nth degree. Let's get people, let's set up clinics everywhere where no one will ever be, but on TV we'll tell people that there's in the clinic, that we'll tell people that the clinics are full of people who are sick. Yay! Let's just make a big drama, and then let's employ social distancing to psychologically condition people to be separated. And when they question it, they'll be faced with the idea that a bigger authority than them is secretly controlling them anyway. He will get away with our venture, and we will have divided society and made it even easier to ruin. And that's what these people are doing. If you want to speak about it in kind of broad terms, you could argue it's a form of communistic kind of destabilization. That's probably a fairly reasonable thing to describe it as. But the people behind it are not mere communists. It's a specific and particular group of people, and if you do a little bit of research, you can figure it out for yourself and be horrified and then come to terms with it and understand that it needs to be fixed. Just like anyone else with half a brain. And that's why the internet doesn't work. Because the internet is not... Okay, it's the world, the way the world is at the moment, has affected the way the internet is. The internet is not put together with sense at its heart. It's put together with A, control, and B, I don't know how to put this. I would say inauthenticity. Inauthenticity. That is, there's so much lying going on that people have kind of given up bothering. The internet's been flooded with so much nonsense that people don't really want to get involved in it anymore. And when they're designing websites, there isn't sense in design anymore. It's all about, oh, that looks pretty. Oh, let's not offend so-and-so. Oh. So no one questions anything because they can't be bothered anymore, because every time they question something, well, the systems don't work, because if the systems worked, you would be able to get these people who are doing this dealt with. But the systems had to be disabled and undermined in order for these people to get away with it. So none of the systems that you used to be able to rely on work. So people have stopped complaining. They've stopped bothering. And they sit there and go, oh, well, we'll just have to work with what we've got. The internet used to be made functional by people who believed in the systems available to them. No one believes in it anymore. So the people who are intelligent, like me, and others like me, look at the system and think, well, why bother trying to fix it because there is a force acting in the other direction to try to undermine it. In the past, it was a case of let's build something, there's nothing opposing it, let's build something that works. Well, now if you're building something and at the same time someone's trying to destroy it, eventually you just get demoralized, and that's what's happened. So in any system, you can't get anything done. The people who are making decisions are just yes people. They're not actually people with backbone, because the people with backbone get pushed out the door. And that's the problem with the entirety of society, and it's all down to this criminal, wretched group of people. And if you don't like the idea of a particular group of people being exposed this way, that's because they've made you weak. Because part of their thing relies upon making sure that people don't think that a particular group of people could be doing things wrong. And they've made as many minorities as possible in the entire world. Oh, you've got nostril hair? You're a nostralazeus. That's right. You are a person of a particular persuasion and no one can touch you. So they've made all these different minorities among whom they can hide so they can get away with this. I don't even have to name who they are because it will be obvious to the people who matter, who are the intelligent people, who will actually know what I'm talking about. And if they don't, then they'll be going, I wonder who that is. And then they'll find it out for themselves. So it doesn't matter. You can hide it. You can make it a crime to say who it is. But all you have to do to expose something to someone who's intelligent is tell them everything that it isn't. And by deductive reasoning, they'll say, well, it's probably that then. So you're exposed, guys. The next step is for people to start taking action. And that is the next step in this process. The lie has been implemented, the cover-up has been implemented, but it can't survive because people don't accept that nonsense. Maybe in communist countries where people cannot speak against things in case they get a bullet in their head, maybe they won't stand up against it, but we're not from that culture. We never have been. And these people who have tried to put in place cotton wool communism in our country are going to find themselves in a bit of a pickle when everyone starts waking up, because you don't need everyone. You don't need the majority. You just need a good, solid minority of thinkers and doers. You don't need the majority, because the majority just go moo and follow what the minority who do know what they're doing tell them to. So these guys who are thinking, yes, we've got the majority of people under our... Doesn't matter, guys. Doesn't matter. A strong minority will always lead the majority. So you can have a 50 million people in the streets singing and dancing nonsense, but when you've got a minority who actually know what they're doing and their route and their destination are solid, the rest of them will just follow. So you guys are toast. Toast. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter, and you guys are only playing for time anyway. Just another scam for you guys, isn't it? Because that's all you're able to do is scam. You can't ever build anything. Oddly, I have some sympathy for them. Because for a long time, they haven't really had the opportunity to build anything. So they focused on scamming. But it's going to be their undoing. Maybe it'll be the route for them to recover from their behaviour. Who knows? But that's the way things are at the moment. And if you talk to anyone in the British Isles at the moment, they will tell you, my country is going down the pan. There is not one single person in this country who you would talk to who would say, England's riding high. That tells you that this is about to be fixed. Because if everyone, not even the majority, every single person I would ask in the street, how's Britain doing? Not one of them, not even the staunchest supporter of the elected body of government at the moment would say everything's going well. We are on a good trajectory. They'd all say it's a pile of stuff that isn't pleasant. So, the guys who have done this, they must be panicking. Oh, our lie, it can't continue forever. It never could. And at one point, we're going to have to sit down with these people and say, look, enough's enough. Let's resolve this. And that's what's going to happen. These people are going to be exposed, and the way is going to have to be sitting down and talking with them eventually. This has to stop. Anyway, that's why the internet sucks. And it can be fixed. And it will be fixed when the culture changes back to reality. Enjoy your day. Night.